I'm Tracy and I'm the Vicar at St James's on Bolton Road and the Minister for Sorted Youth Church. So the course that the diocese have kindly invited me to be part of is called Confident Leadership for Missional Churches, and it's an opportunity to be part of a cohort where we are looking at how to become more confident as leaders, and actually as well as to reflect on what weaknesses in leadership we may have and how we can improve those and the tools to do that. So. One of my scepticisms of this leadership course, if you like, was that I've been in leadership positions for a long time, so there was a little bit of scepticism of what this course could offer, but absolutely amazing, and I was able to take nuggets, gold nuggets of the course into the workplace, if you like, into the church. And one of the things that I've done at both churches, both Sorted and St James, is to introduce the cycle of grief and the cycle of grace, which was mind-blowing for me, and which is really, the cycle of grief is leading for God. I do this for God, I do that for God, I do the other for God, I do 150,000 things for God, as opposed to the cycle of grace, which is leading from God, Ephesians 2 primarily, where God is directing what we do and He's the centre of what we're thinking, what we do, how we do it, and that grows confidence because you know that God is in charge rather than people are in charge. But I was able to talk about the examples that the course brings us to the group, and from that we had a parish weekend away, and I'm very pleased that we're able to take some of the content of the course and implement it into the parish, within like 4 or 5 weeks of discovering what the course said. I think the course has taught me how to talk to people and how to encourage people, enable people and empower people so they can be the people that they're called to be, in the context of growing the church. Relationships are really, really important, and the importance of being able to relate to people at all levels. So as a consequence of this course, I've enabled and created a team called a Facilitators Forum, where we don't have leaders, we have facilitators who facilitate different aspects of the ministry within the church. One particular example is the worship leader, who's now a facilitator. I've really invested some time and some energy in him, and now he's leading services, he's waiting on the Holy Spirit, he's reading his Bible, he's interacting with the congregation, and God is moving in that place, and so the worship has changed. I've got a pastoral visitor, and pastoral visiting wasn't particularly on the top of the list when I went to church 18 months ago, but now we're going into care homes, and latterly we're going into schools, and we've made a real impact in schools, and it's just given people the confidence to be able to go into places. So Barnabas for me in the diocese has been a life-changing experience, because it's focusing on being confident, and I think a lot of people, some people are confident without realising that they are. Some people need encouraging to be confident, and some people need to know that when we don't get things wrong, we get experience, and that's what gives you confidence, because you're not a failure, you don't fail at something, you have experience of perhaps how not to do something, but nonetheless it's experience. And Barnabas brings that out, and it brings out then enabling you to be able to go and do something and feel good about doing something that you're doing with God and from God.